I hope I find you well. Today we are going to look at a lesson on stems, prefixes, and suffixes. This is our work for term 2 in grade 9, week 1 to 2, under word level. By the end of this lesson, we want to be able to identify stems, which are also known as roots, that is the root of the word, prefixes, and suffixes. We are also supposed to be able to give examples. We need also to be able to explain the meaning of specific prefixes and suffixes with examples of new words which are formed after putting together a prefix and a suffix to the root of the word. Those are our objectives for this lesson. We are going to first of all look at stems. What is a stem? A stem is the root of the word without prefixes or suffixes. When prefixes and suffixes are added to the root word, the word changes. I want us to look at the example there on the screen. We have the root word kind. When we add the prefix an and the suffix ness, the new word will be formed, which is unkindness. I think that rings a bell. We have already learned about prefixes before, but most probably we're not so sure of what the root or the stem is, the prefix is, the suffix is. Right, let's move on to the next slide. The next slide shows us prefixes. What is a prefix? It is a word or a letter placed before the root word. For example, we have a prefix an and the root word being loc. When we attach the prefix to the word loc, it will read unlock. Prefixes normally change the meaning of the word. As we can see in our example there, the word loc, when a prefix an is attached to it, it will be the opposite of loc, unlock. Those are prefixes. Then we move to suffixes. What are suffixes? They are morphemes added at the end of a root word or the stem to form a new word. Such words are as adverbs or adjectives. So this time around, when we look back, the prefix will come before the root word, but now the suffix comes after the root. We take the same example, the word kind, that is the root, and the suffix ness. When we put those two together, the new word will be kindness. I want you to take note of this. Usually our suffixes change the grammar of our words. For instance, from nouns to adjectives. Look at the example there. Egypt is the noun. And once we add the suffix ian, it becomes an adjective. That is what we refer to as suffixes, those that come after the root word, and usually will change the grammar or the part of speech of the word. Let's look at examples of prefixes. and how they are used. I have selected the most commonly used prefixes. Look at the prefix there, anti. Anti will mean against. And when we put anti and social, which is the root word, we will have antisocial as a new word. You can think of another example. Anti and climax. Anti and climax will give us the word anticlimax. That is yet another example. You can write down some more examples, or you can think of some more examples of your own, but you need to know that anti means against. Then we have the prefix aqua. Aqua means water. So when we put aqua plus marine comes the new word aquamarine. And just like we did above, think of other examples. Write them down. But bearing in mind that the prefix aqua means water. Then we come to the next one, auto. Auto means self. And I think the very first word which comes to mind is automatic. So we put together auto and matic, which gives us the new word automatic, which means when you think of a machine which is automatic, it can even operate on its own. Think of an automatic washing machine, self-controlling. So remember, the prefix auto means self. Then we have our prefix by. By means two or twice. By plus the root word cycle will give us bicycle. I think that one is very common because the bicycle has two wheels. You can think of other examples. Co. Co means with or together. The most common example of that word will be co plus operate. Then we get cooperate. Co as a prefix means with or together. That's important for us to note. Then we have counter as a prefix. Counter means against. Against. Counter plus attack. Those two words will give us counter attack. So remember, counter means against as a prefix. You can come up with more examples still on the word counter. D means away, down, or remove. If we put the prefix D together with compose, we'll come with a new word, decompose. N means take in. En plus joy will give us enjoy. So remember, N means take in. Then we move on to XEX. It means out of, previous, from. And we think of ex-president. X plus president will give us ex-president. X plus classmate will give us ex-classmate. Previously, they were your classmate, but now this person maybe is in another class. We also have im, in, ir, il. All those prefixes mean not. If we put together il and literate, we will get the word illiterate, meaning not literate, one who cannot read nor write. Miss means not or incorrect. Miss and usage will give us the new word misuse or misusage. So take note of the meaning of the prefix miss. Then we have none as a prefix, which means not. None plus toxic will be non-toxic. And we have a list which is endless. I think it's the easiest which we can still remember from primary school. Then we have re as a prefix, which means again. Re and apply means will give us a new word, reapply. Or re and write, which some of us do not like usually, will tell us to rewrite. Re and read, reread, which means again. Those are some of the prefixes which are commonly used that I have just highlighted there. I want us to quickly move to suffixes. Suffixes and their meanings. We have the first suffix there on the screen, age or age. Remember, the suffix comes after the root word. Age will form nouns. For example, post, if we attach the suffix age, we will come up with the noun postage. AR, ER, OR usually refer to careers or occupations. It will give us those. If we put together lie and AR, it will give us liar. 80 forms verbs. Verbs such as if we put the word congratulate and AT, we will get congratulate. Dom forms abstract nouns. Free plus dom, we get freedom. En forms adjectives or verbs. Wood plus en will be wooden. Ful means full of or compromising or comprising of. If we put the word wonder and full, it will give us the word wonderful. If we put maybe joy and full, it will be joyful. Ing forms gerunds. Back plus ing will be backing. Run plus ing will be running. The next suffix, less. Less means without. Home plus less will be homeless, without a home. Happy, it will means homeless. Okay, ly forms adjectives. Love plus ly will give us lovely. Ment meant forms nouns from verbs. Pay plus ment will give us payment. The suffix ship means the position, or of friend and ship will be friendship. Y forms adjectives. Wind and Y, windy. Rain and Y, rainy. You may think of more examples still. Right, those will be our suffixes for this lesson. Then we will move over to our next part of the lesson, which has to do with which will be our activity. Right, I have a beautiful activity for you to work on there. You fill in the missing columns. For instance, there we have an example word. The word is semicircle. What is the prefix? I will give you the first one. Semi will be our prefix. The root word is circle. So we have our prefix, we have our root word. Then, unfortunately, there we don't have a suffix. Then B, we have en and mend as prefix and suffix. I think now we need to find the root word. We can guess, or we can come up with quite a number of examples. But if we put joy as a root word there, I think it will be enjoyment. I want you to take just a few seconds to look at C, D, and E and figure out what will be your prefix, what will be your root, and what will be your suffix. Right. The word kind has been given as a root or the stem. Then I think we can think of the prefix. Maybe an and suffix ness. Unkindness. Unkindness will be our word. Then we have unhappiness. Prefix un, root happy, and our suffix ness. Then we look at E, understand. We can think of a prefix as an and our suffix ing, an understanding. Or we can think of misunderstanding. That will be our activity for the lesson. In conclusion, when prefixes and suffixes are attached to the stem or root word, the word will change in meaning or even the part of speech. It's highly important also that we know the meanings of our prefixes and our suffixes so that we form the correct words we want to form, be it adjectives, be it adverbs, be it nouns. Prefixes, suffixes help us build those words. That is the end of our lesson.